Welcome back. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy. Today we're going to take a look at a pair of Bordon boots, and this is the inaugural part of my cap toe jumper boot series. So let's first talk about what a jumper boot is. Now, I define a jumper boot as basic derby boot with heel caps with a toe cap. So it's a derby boot, both here with the open facing and the part that goes to the heel, or to the sole, and then of course it has the cap toe, and then of course, the heel cap. I can talk, and then the cap toe. Now these are in a very, very waxy suede, and what's nice about waxy suede is that when it gets really scuffed up, and these were very scuffed up before, you simply rub your hand over it, or you add wax, just plain neutral wax, and it gets a lot less scuffy. Now, they're boots, so they're supposed to be a little scuffy, so I'm trying to leave them as is and let them age a little bit. But I think it's a good fabric, if you will, for lack of a better word. It's a good medium to make boots out of, because boots are supposed to get this natural roughness to them, and I feel like it happens a lot faster with these kinds. So now this kind of waxy suede is very common in with some very high-end boot brands, and this is a new brand on the scene. This is Bordon out of Colombia, and this is one of their Blake stitched, and you can see the Blake stitching here. And they've since changed the way that they construct the boots into a hand stitching. So the stitching here on the outsole is fake, and they've since changed it, and you can see the welt there, also fake evidently. But they've changed it, so now they're doing like a stitch down. So in which case those markings would be legit. So they're also hand stitching them, which is kind of cool. Really happy with the way that these came out though. So Bordon has a unique methodology for putting the boots together. So it's a Blake stitch, but they do have a cork layer in there, which is different. Most Blake stitches don't. And so it's an interesting concept that they've pulled together, and it's a great company. Solid bunch of folks learned. They basically were making shoes in Spain, and although they're in Colombia, and they with the pandemic, they had a hard time getting materials and getting the everything done right. So they actually did a complete shift in their business and moved production to Colombia, and now they're doing everything made to order, and not a very expensive. This is under $300, so a good company to support, and as they're just getting started in the boot and shoe business in terms of manufacturing on their own. So now, as you look at this, it's a nice rounded last, has a really solid look to it. The lining here, and you can see the lining is orange. It's not very soft. It's not very absorbent. Really something that, if I were looking at these again, I would give them, commentary to upgrade the leather on the lining. Just because I feel like that could be a lot better. As I look at some of my higher end boots, that is a big distinguishing factor. But, I talked to them about the way they were doing the soles, and that's when they changed. So, they're very, very open to feedback, and they just really want to do a good job. So now they've done nice eyelets here, nice speed hooks. I prefer 4 and 4, but they did 5 and 3, which is pretty popular. And, the stitching and so forth is pretty good. Now you can see when you get rolls like this, that's because the boots are pretty tight, and they are tight. For my feet are just a little on the wide side, not wide enough to need a wide size, but this is because this last is just a little too narrow for me. So and it's mostly on this foot. The other foot is much less so. But aside from that, the fit is pretty good. The length is what I normally take in length. And as I said, it looks like it's tight, but it's not so tight that I can't wear them or that it hurts, which is fine. So net, pretty good. Now, I will say, like this heel strap here, it's a little off center. You know, there's some small things here and there on these, but overall, you know, the construction is pretty nice. And as I said before, if they, you know, they get rid of the fake stuff and they put in real, it does totally change the personality of the boots. So real happy with the experience I've had so far, and certainly a brand that I recommend giving a try. It's a low investment, and as I said, you know, they're pretty comfortable for the price. So definitely worth giving them a shot.